Average Zeus here, back with another God and Goddess build. This is going to be my Regenation Zane. Whole entire purpose of this build is just, it's a clone ammo regen build. Honestly, it's probably one of the best ones I've made for 2024. I've never really experimented much with it before, but we're going to go into the skill tree. We'll go over the gear first. Gear is honestly just anything you're going to use for a standard Zane build. So light show, all right, and then we're going to have the anointment of while Digiclone is active, regenerate 30% of magazine per second. And then we're rocking the Bloodstarved Beast, rocking some Soul Render. All right, all these weapons are really good. It's pretty nice. Bloodstarved Beast is a really fun weapon for you to use. It also is really nice to have in the ammo regen, but sometimes it shoots a little too fast. So, I mean, times 3 is going to be out of the question, so times 2 is going to work really well, you know, but it is really fun. Soul Runner, you never really run out of magazine size. You're going to get the ammo regen back pretty fast. And then Sandhawk's just going to be for clone, just so it can aggro and take all the enemies out. Sandhawk with triple fleet for Houdini. All right, 24% movement speed while depleted. As skill start, activate any effects will trigger. Everybody kind of knows about that. Tap Mantis Cannon. Gonna proc the effects of that. And then Mesmer Grenade, we're not gonna do anything. We're not having clone chuck any grenades out or anything. We just have one in Donnybrook, so we're not really using the Mesmer Grenade. We're only doing that for the ASE radiation. So literally every single time tap Mantis, you're gonna get that 50% bonus radiation damage for 10 seconds. Alright, Stone to Victory Rush. I also have a Pearl. That's if you just want to throw it on, but you're gonna be able to move faster. Also, clone's gonna get the bonuses from the snowdrift, you know, the splash damage and all that other stuff, area of effect damage. I do have other Sandhawks on here. That is just a personal preference. I have all the elements of the light shows. These are all max. I saved some of this stuff. Also, a lot of my viewers gifted me to it. Heralds are pretty fun. I do not have all the elements for the Heralds, but all we're missing is we're just missing Cryo. Not really that big of a deal. If you want to throw Cryo on, I'd definitely say go for it. Radiation Bloodstarved Beast. OPQ system hits insanely hard in this build. You can swap over to the secondary firing mode and you basically can have like a legion of OPQ systems if you want to. I think the most I got one time I think was like around like 15-ish. What I could see, you know, there was so many, it was kind of like entangled on each other, but something kind of cool you might want to do. Shock Bloodstarved Beast. Breath of the Dying, very fun weapon for you to use. I would say use it for clone. The only downside is you're probably going to die a lot. The splash damage is always going to ricochet back. It's a very fun weapon. Clone hits like a truck with it. Only downside is you're probably going to die and clone's going to die. So you're going to have to do that constant cycle. So I just say go for the Sandhawk. All right. Anything kind of a big splash damage or splash damage radius. I'm like basically kind of what's happening is Breath of the Dying. You shoot it out and like a pellet will go flying. Flippers are so fun. Needle gun is an absolute tank on this build. Stacking vulnerability debuff on the enemy. Okay. And literally this thing will shred almost anything you're going to do. Butchers automatically kind of get the passive ammo regen from them. So you don't have to do the ammo regen for the Butchers. I personally did myself. And then Heartbreakers. I've been a lot of fun with the Heartbreakers lately, trying to keep my health up, you know. So Lucky 7, I've been kind of doing some thinking, and I think to get the full capabilities or like the full things of the Lucky 7, so depending on what phase you're going to get, sometimes you're just going to shoot and you're going to regenerate your bullets fast enough. But if you want to just keep the ammo regen on, and let's say you get like a super fun, like super cool, like you get an amp anoint, you know, or you get like whatever you're going to get whenever you load in for the Lucky 7, it is really fun for you to use. The only downside is sometimes you have too quick of a firing mode that you can't keep the ammo regen up. I have Molly 1 weapons on. All Molly 1 weapons hit like a truck. Hellshock is super fun to use this one. I have found that there's a little bit of an issue for me when I'm using Molly 1 weapons for this one. For some reason, it seems like they don't get the ammo regen, but all the other kind of things actually do. And if that ends up happening, and I'll do it myself, if that ends up happening, just drop it on the floor and pick it back up. You might have to do it a couple times. The only thing about this build that I do not like, ammo regen is a very inconsistent build. Sometimes it works like flawlessly, and then other times it does not work at all. We also have Super Shreddifiers on. Amazing. Absolute blast. It's so fun to just land to somebody just like you're like in a little minigun, you know? Free Radical. Max damage, obviously. Molly 1. I don't really need to explain anything else. Grease Trap. Grease Trap's just going to be for the bosses. I just go in, splash damage. You can throw any Grease Trap you want. In all honesty, I've gotten so many max damage Grease Traps, it's really not that hard to like get one. It's really not that. If anything, I'm like, even if you have a 27,000 one, when I was first doing all this, I did it with 27,000. You know, it still just absolutely destroys enemies. So I'm like, it doesn't really matter. Plasma coil, another type of flipper. All right, flippers are really fun because you actually can see like the full effects of the flipper pellets, you know. Plasma coil is a very fun weapon for you to use. Only capabilities I'd really see using it is like if you're doing guardian takedown, you want to shoot the big orb minis, you know, or like you want to get out to fight for your life really quick, just because a weapon is that good, you know, to get you out of it. The only downside to this, you know, is it shoots a little finicky, kind of shoots like a little peppered shots. Obviously, it's one of the best SMGs in the game. I'm not going to argue about that. Or it could be the best SMG in the game. But I would say, like, if you want to use this, go right ahead. And I also like using more weapons that I don't really touch that much. I got 2 Seeing Dead class mods, a +5 and a Donnybrook. I do weapon magazine size to get even more, so we can just have even more fun for the ammo regen. If you want to do that to get war weapon critical hit damage, splash damage radius, you certainly can. Honestly, it all just depends on you. Let's go over the skill tree. And I'm like, if anybody feels like I'm missing anything out, if you guys have any questions, comment down below. I love to answer the questions. It does not bother me, whatever time, whatever, like anything like that. I always sit down and I always try typing out as long of a message as I can that's going to explain everything. Let me know if you guys want me to make videos about like where to get all the gear. K6 covers that really, really well. But if some of you guys are a little unsure about stuff, just shoot me a comment below. Let me know. All right. And yeah, we'll figure it all out. All right. So first off, mana focus. Activating an action skill grants increased accuracy and handling for a short amount of time. This effect can stack. Doesn't really say the maximum this is going to stack for, but there's some time you're going to activate your action skill. So summon a clone, Mantis Cannon. You're going to get that increased accuracy and handling for 12 seconds. Oh, it stacks up to 10 times. For someone like me, it's really good because I can't shoot that well. All right, kill skill, Headman's Hand. So this is going to work out pretty well because with this one, you're getting 20% critical hit damage. You can stack that up to twice. All right, it's going to last for 8 seconds. So you can get up to 40% if you can get it to stack twice. That's a really good skill, activating your kill skills. We're going to go over that when we go over the blue skill tree, but more or less, you're going to get that from Seeing Red. Whenever you tap Mantis Cannon, you're going to activate it. You're going to proc your kill skill stats from Seeing Red, and then you're going to get all these bonuses, okay? Commitment, kill skill. You're going to increase gun damage and skill cooldown rate. You get 4%, but in all honesty, it's going to go up. So you're actually going to get 20%. This is a very good skill if you have a spy class mod, which I'm going to go over in a future build that I have. I have a whole bunch of builds. If you're using a spy class mod, you can actually stack up damage like an insane amount. I've been able to figure out like my max stacks, but I think I was getting somewhere around like 15 or 16 that I was able to just consecutively just keep stacking. And you just absolutely shred everything. It is so ridiculous. And then I do one in domino effect. Whenever I score a critical hit, I get increased fire and reload speed. The only downside, if you want to go less, you can get more ammo regen. If you want to go more, you're going to lose your effects with the ammo regen. So I figured out this one in domino effect is a happy number that you want to use. I do obviously cold shoulder and I do no way out. Violent speed, activating kill skill, increase movement speed so up to 20%. You can get up to 40% movement speed if you can stack it twice. And then violent momentum. My gun damage increased while moving. The quicker I move, the greater the gun damage bonus. I don't know the math for all this. I don't see why we have domino effect. If you don't want to have domino effect, throw fugitive on. The faster you're going to move, the more damage you're going to do. One in salvation, one in Seeing Red. And here's the thing where we are hitting kind of a wall here. I know I just said don't get cold bore. Cold bore's not that good. Well, there's no purpose in you getting cool hand because if we're using a ammo regen build, we shouldn't be reloading. All right, we're not using a drone, so to get down the skill tree, unfortunately, we have to do 3 in a cold bore. And then I just do 5 in a playing dirty, 58% extra for a shot chance, and then I also do for increased fire rate. And that's what I figured out is a happy medium, you know, the best happy medium to be able to keep, you know, your fire rate up and everything else. You can also get that extra shot chance. And then I do 1 in good misfortune for going to increase my kill skill duration, and then Seeing Red, okay? Activating an action skill automatically activates all of his kill skills. So all those ones that's labeled kill skills, you're going to activate them every single time. You're going to see them in the very bottom of the screen. Deathfall is close. You're going to increase your kill skill bonus up to 25%. So all those bonuses are going to increase by 25%, and they're going to have a 7-second duration included onto that. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to try, but more magazine size. All right, borrowed time. We're going to get up to 30% action skill duration. 5 in Donnybrook. So I have the other class mod, so that's actually going to shoot it up. So it's at 21% and 3.5% of health missing. So duct tape mod. All right, you get up a 4% grenade chance, and also you're going to resist cryo damage. Super fun. You're going to have a chance to shoot a grenade out. Quick breather. You're going to swap plays with a clone. I immediately begin recharging my shield. Old U. Whenever I go and fight for your life, I can destroy a clone. Pretty self-explanatory. Increase my movement speeds with up to 12%, aka move faster. Synchronicity. So basically, when I have clone going out, I get 12% per active. So I get bonus gun damage. Honestly, this skill is kind of useless. You don't really need to use it. But I need to go down the skill tree. So if you want to do pocket full of grenades, even though you're not doing it, you more than certainly can if you're going to be doing boom enhance, which is another one that I do. Whenever I summon digiclone, it's going to summon up to 3 grenades, or it's going to consume 3 grenades. I'm going to get bonus gun damage per grenade. You're going to get max health, fire rate, reload speed, digiclone duration. I do Trick of the Light, 3 inside there. The one thing I would say as a word of advice for Trick of the Light, I haven't figured out exactly how to get it to work. It reminds me a lot of Flax, one of his skills, you know, whenever, I believe it's Grim Harvest. I haven't been able to figure out the full capabilities of this and like figure out like what is the thing, you know. I'm assuming it's because like if somebody's like if clone's aggroing somebody that, you know, and then you're gonna do that bonus crowd damage, but I do Trick of the Light. All right, 45% bonus damage dealt, and then I do double barrel. We're gonna share the same exact gun, and then clone and I get increased gun damage. So you can do whatever you want. You can do binary system. I usually do Schadenfreude, and then I do Doppelbanger, just so you can blow up your clone right before you're going to head down, right before you're going to fight a boss or something like that. Salvation, okay? Lifesteal up to 3%. I used to think back in the day you'd have to put 5 inside here. You don't. All you're doing is you're just healing for whatever damage you're dealing, and you think if you do it for more damage dealt, you're still going to get, like, healing overall. So really it's not a skill you need to go into. Okay, even if you're hitting for billions of damage, you're only going to heal for that 3% of all that damage you dealt. And it's just basically like a constant buffer. All right, with you and clone doing all that damage and clone aggroing a lot of people for you, it's going to end up working out pretty well. This is the 2 things I want to talk about. I said splash damage, weapon magazine side, astral skill damage. So the weird thing is, I swear on one of my buddies who's on console, his gun damage does not say 15%, it says something else. Also 7.5. What I've realized is between console players and PC players, sometimes the stats are going to be a little bit different. I haven't loaded on my old Xbox in a while, so I don't know the differences between that. But I'm saying right now, if you're doing 5 in a Donnybrook, and then you're playing on Xbox One, you're playing on Xbox X, for some reason, Borderlands encoded things a little bit weird and a little bit differently. So on your card, it might say 37% gun damage, and it might say 3.4% of health regen. You know what I mean? On mine, it says 45, it says 7.5. For some reason, it's just a weird little glitch that it has. And the other thing I was going to talk about as well, Groundbreaker. I believe it's somebody else commented in the past. So it's 25% for me, and I believe it's 15% for people on console. If your damage you're looking at it doesn't match up, it's probably because you are on console, and then we're on PC. But just so you guys know, that's kind of one of the effect. That's the thing that we got going on. If you have any questions about the build, any questions about the gear, any of that stuff, let me know. And honestly, you can pretty much use anything you want. Just get that digiclone as active, regenerate 30% ammo per magazine, and you're set. You're gonna run out, do the good stuff.
listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hope you guys like what you guys see. Appreciate you guys would hit that subscribe button. Also appreciate if you guys would hit that like button. Leave a comment below if you guys enjoyed the build. I stream this on Twitch. I don't really have a Twitch schedule right now. I'm supposed to be switching work schedules here next week. Or no, sorry, in 2 weeks. So I don't really know right now. So it's tentative to change. I'm also going to be having the Discord link below as well as the skill tree. So if you guys have Discord, hop on into my Discord and you can copy the game save just for PCs only. All right. And then I'm really getting into nature. So I'm going to ask a little question of the day. Kind of a little question. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to and why? For me, it was probably when I was coming back from I believe it was my first deployment. We got a little to do a stop in Ireland and just like how green it was there, just the smells and everything. It was like being like in a whole entire another world. All right. That New Hampshire, Oregon, honestly, those are my top 3 places I've ever been to. Oregon, just the trees and everything. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.